What's up? It's Nelson from Gary and Nelson on Froggy 98 in Lincoln, Nebraska. Yes, they've got the voices of angels and asses that won't quit. You are listening to the Hoppe and SuperRICH Show.
All right, give us a call. 847-866-WNUR. That's 847-866-9687. And portions of our show may be inappropriate for younger and more sensitive listeners.
I'm sure they will. But we will play this talk music and radio.
I'm sure they're up at this time.
Only.
I'm pretty sure this isn't past their bedtime.
No, not at all. Only between the hours of 11:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. when Wendy will cleanse you with the Sunday morning sunrise.
We are in the prime hours of that time slot.
Exactly.
All right. So, yeah, this is the very fun talk show where we talk about fun things. But this next topic will be very serious because I have a thing against pedophiles, obviously, but I believe...
Who doesn't?
But I believe
Pedophiles?
SuperRICH. Well, yeah, if you're a pedophile, you think it's cool. It's just like,
Yeah,
I can't imagine being attracted to kids, you know what I mean? They're annoying, they smell, they're snotty, they talk a lot. Like, how can you find that attractive?
There was a guy that went to my high school. He was a grade older than me.
Yeah.
When I was a junior and he was a senior, he got arrested for child pornography.
That's
Like, how do you
gross.
find that attractive?
How do you screw up that badly?
Because you're a pedophile and you can't hold it in. So what does the article say?
All right, an ex-counselor is now facing multiple charges for allegedly sexually exploiting a 6-week-old baby.
Oh, my God! If you go on my Twitter, at Hoppe Radio 893, I tweeted out the picture. If I were a parent, SuperRICH, if you
Not
were
of the baby. You didn't
Well,
tweet
yeah.
out the picture of the baby.
No, I mean, if I were a parent of the baby and I saw this counselor and I were to take him in, I would leave immediately. When you look at the guy, he just looks like a pedophile. Like, I've been at parks before or malls or movie theaters. I was at a casino last week, and my uncle goes, that guy's a pedophile. He was sitting in the corner on this, like, couch, just looking around at everybody. Like, you look at people, and you just know that they're pedophiles when they're by themselves.
Although, why would a pedophile be at a casino when there's no kids in the casino?
Or maybe he was a murderer. My uncle said, that guy's a weirdo. He's done something. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, you just look at people, and you know there's something wrong with them. If I saw this guy, I would run the other way. What does it say?
You know, you kind of have to think, like, can this guy really not find anything better to do in life than try to have sex with a 6-month-old baby?
But here's the problem with pedophiles. Here's why it's not curable. Ryan, you've lost your virginity. You're attracted to girls. Ryan, you watch porn. You're attracted to girls. I watch porn. I
watch porn and I'm proud of it, damn it.
Me too. I love Lisa Ann.
I lost my virginity and I'm proud of it.
My point is, I'm on Tinder. I'm proud of it. You can't make us attracted to homosexuals. I believe that homosexuals and lesbians should be allowed to get married. One of my close family members is lesbian and she's married.
Yeah, I have a family member who's lesbian as well.
So here's my point. You're not going to be changing what we're attracted to. The biggest problem with being a pedophile is you're not going to change what they're attracted to. That's why you need to kill them, because they're taking away the virginity of a kid who did nothing to you. You're deflowering them.
It's 6 weeks old. I mean, it's like, I'm not saying it's better if it's 1 or 2, but this is
old. Even better. I thought you said months. That's even better. 6 weeks.
It's not better, but it makes it even worse because they're just like fresh.
It's just,
that's what I
my
meant.
God,
It's a
like
little
it's just,
angel.
it's unbelievable, really.
It's a little angel, and it's just like, you're not going to change what someone's attracted to.
I don't get it. I never thought that there would be a story like this to come out. Like 6 weeks old? Like that's completely different than being like 2 or 3. I mean, this is just unbelievable.
Well, regardless of the age, it's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
And that guy is so screwed up mentally, physically, and emotionally in any way possible that it's not even possible for him to get
tweeted
help.
out the picture of the guy at Hoppe Radio 893. If you look at him, he just looks like a lost soul. Like, you know, he was touched as a kid or he was made fun of as a kid. Something happened where he's attracted to 6-week.
He definitely likes
kids.
screamo music or something, like just
And like cuts himself
Could you
and does
picture
line of
him with
coke.
like really long hair?
Oh, my God. You know, he went through that phase in the 90s because he's 34 years old.
He definitely went through that
Yeah,
phase.
you can definitely tell he looks like a guy that had like really
Who
long
never
hair at some
showered.
point.
He's one of those other people at the lunchroom who played Pokemon Battle with his friends in the lunchroom.
He wasn't even that. He wasn't even that cool. He was the guy who would write in his journal and who would get macaroni and cheese every
Did he have
day.
a hit list in his journal?
Yeah, that's that guy.
He was planning on pulling a Columbine, but
He was
didn't.
the guy that you never heard him ever speak. He would talk like this. You know, he was very soft.
And then all of a sudden in his English class, every once in a while, he'd have this like great poem. Everyone would be like, where did that come from? And then he'd go back to being quiet.
Plus, he probably looks like a guy that smokes a lot. And hey,
Yeah.
at least he's not the second coming of the mugshot guy.
Yeah,
Don't
no.
even bring that scumbag up. So what does it say?
That guy's a looker. Sexually exploiting a 6-week-old baby and exchanging sexually graphic photos and videos of the newborn with the baby's foster father.
Here's the other thing.
Which is even
I'm
more
not
screwed
saying
up.
every dad who adopts a kid is weird, but it implies in this article.
There's a reason why you couldn't have a baby of your own.
Yeah, it implies in the article that there's no mom or there's no other dad there. There's something creepy when you're a guy and you're adopting a kid and there's not another spousal person or there's not another partner with you. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you should deny the person when they're a single father trying to adopt a kid, but I am saying deny it because that is weird, because that's so rare that that's just out there. Like, you need to figure out a way to screen these pedophiles. Like, if they get too excited during the, interview, why do you want to adopt this kid? There just has to be a way that you can read these people. Because I've gone online, traits of pedophiles, and I'll see them. Because I'm just curious, because I was almost certain that one of my priests was, but he wasn't. I'm not sure. I mean, you never know.
Although I'm sure a couple of his friends were.
Yeah, because everybody knows somebody in radio. Everybody knows somebody in high school who knows somebody. That's why I hate priests. They at least know somebody who covered it up, or they were friends with someone who touched kids in the back room after giving them communion. I just don't like pedophiles at all. It's just like, how are you attracted to kids, and why are we giving them rights?
Well,
this guy has clear-cut evidence of him touching a kid because he filmed it, and he had video of it, and he was exchanging it with the dad. Since there's clear-cut evidence, kill this MFer. Don't waste your money and your tax-paying money and all the time in court. How is he going to defend himself? There's clear-cut video. It's not like there's allegations like with Michael Jackson. I get you have to go through the court system, but when there's clear-cut video, take him in the back and shoot him. There's no reason to have these pedophiles around. Maybe we can prevent pedophilia if we go against it. You know what I mean? Maybe we can prevent it if we kill it. Because these guys will go, oh no, if I do it, maybe I'll die and I won't be around forever. Because we don't know if there's an afterlife. And here's the best part about it. These guys may never be cured, you know what I mean? But they won't act on it. Maybe they'll do weird things at home to the thought of it, but they won't act on it because they know if they act on it, they'll be killed immediately if there's clear-cut evidence. There needs to be a precedent. There needs to be something that is done about pedophiles because we're too nice to them. Because they're thinking, what's the difference between being paid $15 an hour to be a kid psychologist or being in jail, or the guys that live in their mom's basement and they have files, they have gigabytes of child porn? What's the difference between living in my mom's basement, the same mom I hate, or being in jail? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's too comfortable. I get jail's not vacation. I get I would hate jail, but we need to be tough on these pedophiles. Pedophiles are people who want to have sex with your kids. Pedophiles are people who look at your kids and they go, wow, that kid's hot. That kid's sexy. That's gross as hell. The media says, oh, they have an attraction to the kid. Oh, they like to touch the kid. No, they want to have sex with your kid in a shower. I'm not trying to be a shock jock or edgy. I'm just trying to say it because nobody in the media wants to say it. And I'm putting in the shock value because I want to scare you guys. This is why we should be harsh to pedophiles. They want to have sex with your kids. There's nothing positive about it. At least if you cheat on your wife, you're doing it in a consensual way. Or if you take money from somebody, yeah, you're hurting them, but they'll move on from it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying what Bernie Madoff did was right, but at least you're now, touching them and ruining sex forever. When you touch a kid, every time he has that release, or he climaxes with a girl, or if he's gay, when he climaxes with a guy, the moment, because I've read about this online and in health class, you think about the pedophile touching you. My point of this rant is, I'm going to wrap it up like this. Everything that a pedophile does to a kid ruins them for life. So if they're going to ruin a kid's life, we should take away their life. Screw pedophiles and screw the court system that is against killing them and giving them rights. Screw you.
And according to
I love how Super Rich is just back to the news.
Well, I got to get back
They
to it.
lost those rights when they did that. That's how it should be. They lost those rights when they had the nerve to.
I wasn't hating on you. I was just saying I thought it was funny how you're like.
Well, because there's a lot more to get to here. So, according to the United States Attorney's Office, a federal grand jury indicted Stephen Schaffner, 34, of Greensboro, Maryland, on Wednesday for the sexual abuse of the baby boy who was born prematurely.
Ew, this is horrible.
So the document alleges Schaffner conspired with San Diego-based pediatric nurse Michael Lutz, which is this guy here, Ryan.
And guy nurses, when you're a main nurse, not when you're a helper like in the movie Meet the Parents, my mom said there's something about nurses that are guys that's just kind of weird. You're either gay or there's something wrong with you when you're a male nurse. Not when you're a helper, but when your job is actually a male nurse, something's wrong with you. So I'm not surprised this dirtbag was a nurse who had child porn on him.
So his name's Michael Lutz. He's 50. He conspired with this nurse to sexually abuse the infant. Lutz allegedly sent photos of the abuse to Schaffner digitally via cell phone and a messaging app as well.
Can you imagine that? Like last night, it's just like I know people who get sex from girls, and you look at it and you're like, wow, what a nice pair of cans. Can you imagine sexting a 6-week-old baby? Like, I know you don't want to hear that, but that's what they're doing. That's why they should be killed. They're attracted to something that's not even like, it's like a little thing, you know what I mean? It's barely a human. And this was born prematurely, so it's less of a human. It's just a little living angel. And you're attracted to that? Kill them. I mean, seriously.
Right, and Lutz was the baby boy's foster parent. He brought the child home August 4th and, according to the indictment, texted Schaffner that evening images of the infant. Over the next several hours, investigators say Schaffner allegedly exchanged numerous graphic and sexually explicit messages with Lutz about engaging in sexually explicit conduct with the baby. And Lutz sent Schaffner videos with the infant, including images of an adult performing oral sex on the baby. Jesus.
Ew, this is horrible. How are you attracted to that? Kill him right now. No court system. I don't give a crap if it's illegal. Someone take a knife and put it through his throat and make sure it's a slow death when you are performing.
And post that video on social media too, why don't you?
And
post it
and have
let everybody see.
Have a big fundraiser. Have this be a pay-per-view event where all the money, none of it goes to anybody's pocket. It goes to some fundraiser or some foundation to help out kids who are touched. He performed third base on a 6-week-old. Why are we giving him rights? I'm not trying to scream. I'm just like the news when they're going to report
I couldn't believe what I was reading when I read that.
And listen, the news is going to report it as he touched a 6-week-old.
Well, I don't know how much you can say on the news.
I know, but even on CNN, you can say he performed sex acts. You can say something, but they do it because kids are in the room. And the shock factor of pedophiles isn't that much. Like, I didn't learn about pedophiles and what they do until, like, high school, because then you think about it. Especially with Jerry Sandusky, when I read those grand jury reports, that's
awful.
When I'm like, that's what they do? This creep performed third base on a 6-year-old. That's horrible.
6-week-old. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
God.
What's your take, Risky, on this whole screwed up idiot?
You know,
I'm trying not to swear. I'm doing my best not to swear on the air.
It's difficult. I could tell Hoppe was definitely having trouble not swearing. As you said, well, you couldn't believe what you were reading. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I mean,
right.
It's just kind of mind-boggling that something like this actually could happen.
Call the show. I'm not trying to be abrupt.
I don't really want to read more into this. I mean, it doesn't necessarily get any worse than that. I just there's not much left. I mean, these people are going to be put away for a long time.
It just says that they'll be in jail for 15 to 30 years. It says 15 to 30 years. How is that not a life
Well,
sentence?
Lutz's face. So the nurse who sent the person the photos and did the stuff is facing federal charges stemming from the abuse in San Diego. A grand jury indictment filed on September 26th alleges Lutz may also have abused another child in the same manner, an 11-month-old girl.
2 charges. Kill him. Kill him.
Yeah, so he's going to be put away a lot longer than this Schaffner guy, who is the foster parent. He faces between 15 and 30 years for his charges.
I'm not saying.
Plus a lifetime of supervised release.
Why isn't he getting
248
248 years?
Yeah,
exactly.
Why does that guy? I know there's that famous case. His name's not coming to me right now, but there's some guy from Texas who had so much weed. Like, he was the biggest weed dealer in, like, the South by, like, Texas and New Mexico. The name's not coming to me.
Yeah, I kind of remember hearing about that. I don't know the name.
One of our good friends, Nikki Taylor, shared the meme. I saw it. He's serving 40 years in jail, and he's got 10 years left for weed. How is he in jail for 40 years for smoking a plant that makes you happy and helps you relax and helps you celebrate life? But a guy who rapes little kids who aren't even 1 year old, how does he get 15 to 30 years?
Don't forget that smoking weed is also legal in 2 states now.
That's right.
And he's getting the same charge as someone who might get the 5th DUI or might be caught with heroin. The court system is so effed up. We need to relook at it. I'm so mad because it's just like no one wants to talk about pedophiles. I know it's an uncomfortable subject, but you need to talk about it if it can get prevented. I'm not saying pedophiles will ever go away, but it's getting worse because we're just giving them lenient sentences.
I mean, I think we all kind of agree the best way to make them go away is to kill them.
That's what I'm saying. And the best part is, I love the guys who say, but Hoppe, when they're in jail, they'll get the treatment by Bubba. No, they won't. No,
they'll be in a protected cell.
Jerry Sandusky is in a protected cell 23 hours of the day.
Now he's just rotting away where he could have been dead already and put in hell, or if you believe in that sort of thing.
I get
How
that.
long is Sandusky in jail for?
Like 500 years. It's a lot, too.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's like a lot.
I get that being in a jail cell 23 hours a day is like being dead, but you're not actually dead because you can think about the kids that you're attracted to. And if you're not going to kill them, at least put them in public, what's it called? The public setting where you're in the courtyard and just let them beat his ass.
Yeah.
I'm just so sick of this. I'm so goddamn sick of this. Because, like, it's just a thing that just won't go away. It's just every week. I know pedophilia will never go away, but we're being too lenient on them.
And it wasn't like this, 50 years ago necessarily. I mean, it's sort of a growth thing that's happened. I don't know.
Especially the idea of child porn. That's where it's getting worse. I'm sure they had tapes and maybe silent films or something hideous or something bad, but it's getting worse.
You never heard about it, and there wasn't as much things going on. Part of that is because the media necessarily wasn't reporting it, but still, it's the things in general get a lot worse as you go on when more things become available to you.
Yeah, I'm so mad because, like, things are just getting worse because now you can just text a picture of a baby. You know what I mean? You couldn't do that in the 80s. Like my mom said, there was a pedophile that lived on her block. All right, we got to take a quick break and relax.
Coming up, the Hoppe and SuperRICH Show.
It's coming up. I'm not trying to laugh. That was just a good way.
No, it's a good transition. We got a couple more fun stories. Wrong sperm delivered to lesbian couple, and they're mad about it. And also Amanda Bynes, already on probation, arrested on suspicion of DUI, and she just continues to get more crazy.
She never was that talented, you know what I mean?
Maybe
like I never was that big of a fan of Amanda Bynes. Like I kind of like Britney Spears.
Well, I liked her show on Nick when she was.
I never thought it was
little,
that good. I thought it was all right, but it was kind of corny. Call the show 847-866-W on your order. It's 847-866-9687. What's up, Risky?
Hey, maybe she can put her probation officer as a reference on her resume.
Yeah.
Put them as a connection on LinkedIn. We will be right back on the Hoppe and SuperRICH Show. Kill the pedophiles after this. Hang on.
Shut up! The Hoppe and SuperRICH Show.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppe Radio. For more info, check out hopperadio.com and hoppesworld.com.